Welcome to Trade Pro. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to properly combine multiple indicators and factors to get high probability trade setups. I'm going to keep it in very simple terms so it all makes sense. This is just like combining a bunch of different ingredients in a recipe to make something really good. So let's get into it. I'm going to start out by breaking down the different jobs of each indicator and classifying them based on how I view the market. The first class is going to be the long-term trend direction indicator or factor. So it doesn't necessarily have to be an indicator. It can be something like a trend line. So the first thing that comes to mind when I think of long-term trend direction indicator is something like a classic 200 period exponential moving average, but also something like a trend line that serves the same purpose. We're trying to view what the overall main trend direction is so we know what direction to be trading with. Okay, so let's put up a 200 period exponential moving average on my chart, and that's going to be our first indicator in the long-term trend direction class. All right. And if we take a look at something like a trend line, we can draw trend lines in lots of different ways, but it's going to be subjective. So we're going to stick with using a 200 period exponential moving average here because it's just much more objective. The second class of indicator I'm going to talk about is the medium-term trend direction indicator. And this can be many different things, but some good examples are the super trend, Williams alligator, volume weighted average price, or a lower period moving average. So I'm going to put up on my chart a Williams alligator and talk about how I recommend using something like the Williams alligator as your medium-term trend direction indicator. So now that we have this up, how can we use the 200 period exponential moving average and the Williams alligator to our advantage? Well, we know that we want to be trading with the long-term trend. What is the main trend direction? Well, if price is over the 200 EMA, what we can do is look for times when the price goes below the Williams alligator as good opportunities to buy. So instead of looking to short when the medium-term trend is down, we're looking to buy for a continuation of the overall main trend. So that, in my opinion, is the best way to use a medium-term trend direction indicator in order to get good entries for a continuation of the main longer-term main big trend. So let's get into the next class. The third class of indicator is what I will call a momentum/volatility indicator. And some good examples are the RSI, stochastic, and MACD. So I'm going to pop up a stochastic onto my chart and talk about how it can be utilized with the other indicators. So what you can do is use the stochastic cross as your entry signal, but only when stochastic goes into the oversold territory. So you can make sure you're going with the long-term trend using the 200 EMA. You can make sure that you are going into long positions only once price has gone down below the Williams alligator. And then you can use oversold on the stochastic with crosses up on the stochastic to actually give you a long entry signal. So let's move on to the next class. The fourth and final class is what I will call the special factors. And this category includes things like hidden and regular divergence, candlestick patterns, chart patterns, or support and resistance. This category is very important to taking your results to the next level. So what I'm going to do is put up an RSI on my chart and go over some different things that you can do additionally with all of these other factors. So let's talk about hidden divergence as well as regular divergence and how you can use both of them at the same time. So if you have all your other criteria being met, you can then look for hidden divergence and regular divergence. But regular divergence, we're going to be going down to a much lower time frame in order to utilize it. So first, you can spot something like hidden divergence, such as in this instance right here, where we get a much higher low on the price, but at the same time, we get a much lower low on the RSI, creating a hidden bullish divergence. So we have all the factors met here. We have stochastic in the oversold. We have price above the 200 EMA. We're looking for long. Price comes down below the Williams alligator. You have the hidden bullish divergence on your RSI. And another factor that you could potentially add in here is regular divergence, which might not always be there. But we can go down to a much lower time frame, such as the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, or 15 minute, and we can look for regular bullish divergence on this move down here. So if we take a look at this price action, but on the 1 minute time frame, we might be able to identify regular bullish divergence on this move down to get a precise entry. So let's see if we can potentially get the price data to go back far enough on the 1 minute time frame here. Oops. I don't think that there's going to be enough price data where I can go back and look at this particular. Oh yeah, there is. Okay, so here is that spike down, the same one. And what we can do is start looking for entries either once the 1 minute has come up above the Williams alligator. We can look to the RSI and wait until there is regular bullish divergence. So when you start seeing this sort of action going on where there's lower lows on price, but the RSI is making higher lows, as you can see. So we have regular bullish divergence down on the lower time frames. We get the lower time frame to come up above the Williams alligator here. You can start predicting when this pullback is going to finish based on the lower time frame factors. And if we go back out to the hourly, you can use all these hourly time frame factors combined with the lower time frame factors to get very high probability entries. And this is something I haven't shown on the channel yet. It's only been on the Discord talking about this. I mean, not the Discord, the Patreon, talking about this sort of multi-time frame analysis, getting precise entries and such. But this is really how you get high probability trade setups, combining lots of different factors like this in this way, and getting the multi-time frame analysis where you're combining the hidden divergence with the regular divergence on the lower time frame. It's really the way to trade. So hopefully you guys found this information helpful. I think this video can really help a lot of people, and make sure that you like the video, comment down below, especially if you made it this far into the video and listened to all the really important stuff at the end part of the video here. So yeah, the kind of final class, the fourth and final class that I talked about with the special factors is really important. And, you know, you can also include candlestick patterns, chart patterns, support and resistance, stuff like that. But I personally prefer the divergences. It's just how I have done it always. So you could also, you know, do your support and resistance and say that it was coming down to a previous resistance, now turn support. But you know, that just isn't how I personally like to do it. But you can do whatever you want, and you know, hopefully this advice has helped you. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you all. Channel's really taken off now, and I'll do a little talk about life update here. So there's only a couple days left before I move to the Philippines, and it's going to be pretty exciting. I have a 7-day quarantine when I get there, or at least till I get my test results for my negative test. And oh, I don't know if I can say without getting demonetized. Oh shit, I said it twice. I'm gonna blank out the C word. But yeah, I mean, only a few days till I move. I'm gonna be pretty busy with all of that. Obviously, I've been trying to spend time with people before I leave, because I won't see people for so long. And yeah, wish me the best of luck with the move. Second channel will be started at some point in the next few weeks, and you guys will be able to see like house tour. I'm going to do budget breakdown for living in the Philippines. I'm a frugal guy, so I'm not luxurious. I don't spend money on things that are silly and useless. Like, I don't care about nice clothes or nice cars or anything like that. So we'll show you a realistic trader lifestyle on the second channel. And yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. Have a fantastic day. Thank you.